皆さんおはようございます。おはようございます。今日は素晴らしい天気ですね。
Wonderful weather today, right?
1週間前は曇り積もりです。
Last week it was cloudy.
但是今天是好天气哈，就是雷蒙讲一直在祈求的。
Today it's sunny, as most the sun has been praying.
其实有一个诗歌也是一个小孩子跟神祷告哈，要什么样天气，但是不好意思下雨了。
But there was a praise song about a child asking the Lord to make it sunny for the day, but unfortunately it rained.
那也许我们向神祈求都不会照我们的意思来答应我们。
Yeah, it's possible that sometimes we ask for God, but for something from God, but it did not happen as we asked.
但是你要相信神给你的都是你最需要、你最好的给你的。
But you must believe that whatever God gives you is something that you needed most.
OK， 那首先再问大家一个问题：为什么基督徒不来庆祝那个万圣节，而是 Halloween 哈？
First question I would like to ask you is why do Christians don't celebrate Halloween?
你知道日本的商人很厉害，他们老早就在广告，哇，怎么样怎么样哈。
Japanese business circles, they they start about advertising Halloween very early.
甚至有那个 Halloween cake 啊。
Even preparing Halloween cakes.
但是为什么基督徒不来庆祝这个节日呢？
But how come Christians don't celebrate Halloween?
你只要不好好想，你就我们也来做啊，我们来庆祝啊哈。
And if you're not careful, you will think that let's also do what others are doing.
那其实是想到这节日的背景是怎么样来的，我们知道它是不合圣经的教导。
But if you examine the background of this celebration, you know that it is not biblical.
那其实我最不喜欢看到鬼片了，都乱编的哈。
I hate to see horror movies.
那昨天我看到一个鬼片，真的很奇怪，就是说两个人死掉，一个被推出来，他就附身在另外一个地方哈，他就回到他的故乡怎么样怎么样，就乱搞哈。
Yesterday I saw from TV about movie about evil spirits and it was messy.
那其实有些都是不是神的启示，是人的一个想法。
And of course, most of this are not revealed by God, but thought by a man.
那其实我们要感谢神，神给我们人类有了特别的思想能力哈。
And we are very thankful that God gave us wisdom and the ability to think.
那我们可以对人类的一个基本问题会去想哈。
So that our minds can think of the basic problems of humanity.
其实我很小的时候就想到，为什么人要活在这个世上？我一直在想哈。
When I was little, I used to think, why do we need to be on earth? Why do we exist here?
那什么是在这世上最重要的东西是什么？
What is the most important thing on earth?
那我寻找的是什么东西？
What am I looking for?
所以当我没有达到想到用我的自己乱想的时候，很痛苦。
And I felt very bad if I couldn't find an answer.
那我不晓得这种思想就是我们的哲学思想啊。
And our thinking, our thoughts, we can say, can be philosophy.
所以哲学定义是喜欢智慧啊。
Philosophy means a love for knowledge, for wisdom.
但好像好好的想是对我们有帮助，对不对？
And when we think carefully, maybe it will benefit us.
但是你有些不好的东西会引导我们去远离神，远离这个福音的真理。
However, some thoughts can lead us to separate ourselves from God.
那我们想想，福音让我们得到很大的自由啊。
think it over, that the gospel gave us a great freedom.
但是后来有不正确的哲学捆绑了我们。
However, later there was a different philosophy that bound us.
所以保罗在这里警告哥罗西，他们既然接受了耶稣基督，这个神给他们的好的礼物。
So that's why in Colossians, Paul reminded them that they have received the gospel, which is the greatest gift.
所以要很小心，不要再被这些不好的那个哲学来绑走。
So I advise us to be careful, not to be bound by these earthly philosophies.
所以他们只要被绑的话，就会离开神的真理。
If they are bound, then they will be led away from the truth.
那我们来看哥罗西书2章8节哈。
Let's read Colossians 2:8.
还是我们请 ask Michael to read in ESV 很好的版本哈 ，2:8 only。
See to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ.
ありがとうございます。那其实我下礼拜要回台湾了哈，那很高兴我们要 Michael 下个礼拜来讲，他是9到12节啊。
Next week I'll be living for Taiwan, and we're very happy. Michael's willing to give the message next week from Colossians
9 to 12。
to 9 to 12.
那他的 title 很简单，是 In Christ
And the title of his message will be In Christ.
在基督里哈。
Christ.
那我们等一下请那个日本的姐妹们帮我想想那个 In Christ 的日文是怎么翻译的
And in Christ, in Japanese, how do we say it? We will ask our Japanese brothers and sisters later.
因为我们将这题目会公告在那个公布栏哈。
We will announce the title for next week.
因为你知道公开在那里了，每时候在那里塞车的时候，他们就看到，看到了。
So our bulletin facing the street will be helpful because the motorists, when there's a traffic, at least they can stop and see, oh, the message is that the week.
那从刚才 Michael 所讲2章8节，这个哲学到底有哪里不好啊？
And for Colossians 2:8, what was mentioned here as something which is not good.
它其实很简单的，是2个不好的哈，一个是没有做到的哈，2个哈，3个。
There were 2 or 3 things that are not good in as described in this verse.
Michael 的翻译是 according 哈，我的是 depend on 哈，都一样都是
According the different versions from Michael's Bible, and here one is according and the other one is depend on.
那我们来看第一点，这些哲学不是来自于人的遗传哈。
Firstly, we see here that these philosophies came from tradition.
你要小心，不是所有人的遗传想的那个传统下来的东西都是符合神的启示啊。
Let's remember that not all those traditions from human traditions are from the revelation of God.
那我随便想到的是我们中国人很重男轻女啊。
First, I was reminded of the Chinese philosophy of, the superiority of male over female.
我不晓得，这好像我不晓得那菲律宾有没有很重男轻女呢？
I don't know if this is also so in the Philippines.
有没有？那
Superiority, male superiority.
搞不好他们是重女轻男啊。
it is possible that we have the opposite, where the women over men.
所以生了女儿，哇，高兴高兴；生了儿子啊，不好不好不好。
For instance, if the family had a baby girl, wow, very good. And if it's a male, no. I don't know if this is so.
那其实这是人的传统，就是这样，很怪的哈。还有一个我们接的是合身真理的，就是说敬老尊贤啊，中国人是很敬老尊贤哈。
And of course, that was a human tradition. Another tradition, which I think is good and maybe biblical as well, that is we honor our parents, our elders.
所以你在坐电车的时候都有那个敬老坐在那里等你哈。
For instance, in trains, they have a separate place for the elders.
我觉得最让我伤心的一件事情，就是有一次我回台湾的时候，我本来都是我让座给人家，有个小弟弟要让座给我，
And one time I was in Taiwan and train. I was supposed to give my seat, offer my seat to an elder, but a little child offered his seat to me, and that made me sad.
看到这白头发，他要让座位给我坐了，然后我真的很痛苦啊。
He saw my gray hair, so he was offering the seat for me.
那我们再看一个例子，这是圣经的例子啊，马可7章1到8节。
We can look at an example from the Bible, Mark 7, 1 to 8.
这段很长的一段哈。
Mark 7, 1 to
OK，高島先生、日本語読んでくれませんか？マルコ7章1から8まで。
さて、パリサイ人とある律法学者たちとはエルサレムから来てイエスのもとに集まった。そして弟子たちのうちに人が手、すなわち洗わない手でパンを食べている者があるのを見た。もともとパリサイ人をはじめユダヤ人の皆、昔の人の言い伝えを固く守って、念入りに手を洗ってからでないと食事をしない。また、市場から帰った時には身を清めてからでないと食事をせず、なおその他にも杯、鉢、陶器を洗うことまで昔から受け継いで固く守っていることがたくさんあった。そこでパリサイ人と律法学者たちとはイエスに尋ねた。なぜあなたの弟子たちは昔の人の言い伝えに従って歩まないで貴重な手でパンを食べるのですか？イエスは言われた。イザヤはあなた方預言者についてこう書いているわ。それは確実な預言である。この民は口先では私を敬うが、そのところは私から遠く離れている。人間の戒めを教えとして教え、無意味に私を拝んでいる。あなた方は神の戒めを差し置いて、人間の言い伝えを補修している。
所以最重要是第8节你们是离弃神的诫命，居守人的遗传
And the emphasis is in verse 8. You have let go of the commands of God and are holding on to the traditions of men.
在这里，他的洗手不是为了那个清洁的问题，是一个宗教的问题啊。
So here, the washing of hands was used to indicate a tradition, religious tradition.
所以有一些是人的教导有一些是神的那诫命不一样。
Some are teachings from human beings, and some are commands from God.
所以我们要很慎思的去分辨也许这位牧师讲的是这样，那个牧师讲的另外，到底哪个是真的
So we should be able to discern what is right, what is biblical, because somehow even even pastors can give you something that is, a message that is not biblical.
所以我们回到哥罗西，保罗就是说，你们既然接受了耶稣基督和他的教导，就不要再受到人的教导了。
So Paul, when we go back to Colossians, Paul was telling them, since you have received the teaching from Christ, why do you still, continue to hold on to those human traditions?
不是所有新的东西就是好的
Not everything new is good.
我们的信仰还会 回到最古老的古老的十字架，才是我们的依靠。
Our faith is based on what the truth which was a long time ago, and that was our dependence on the cross of Christ.
所以我们要好好的自己去看圣经，从神的教导去领受。
And so we have to read the Bible carefully and truly receive the teaching from Him,
而不是别人的教导。
not relying on what others teach.
那第二点，那个是来自世上的小学啊。
The second point of the second mistake in these philosophies is that these are from basic principles of the world.
那这世上的小学到底是怎么去理解的呢？
What are these principles of the world?
它是一个很小的那个原则在里面啊。
Usually there's some kind of a minute principle involved in it.
OK， 那是有一个希腊文呢，就是这个字的解释不一样，所以它的翻译也不一样啊。Stoic chair 啊，这是一个希腊文的字哈。
A Greek word stoichia.
这是表示一个，你可以翻译那个属灵的活物哈。
It is it means spiritual being.
所以整个哲学的背景是说，好像我们人都会受到这些看不见这些活物的控制，所以我们要去寻求这些东西哈。
The human philosophy includes something like belief in the existence of spirits, and we should, take good care, look and be careful about them, spiritual beings.
我去中华那个横滨有哈马的中华街，最让我惊讶是，哇，那么多人在算命哈。
In Yokohama, I was so perplexed why so many people were so concerned about, fortune telling.
所以我问大家，基督徒能不能算命？要不要算命？
What about Christians? Do we need to go for fortune telling?
好像你这个算下去，可以改一下你的命运了，对不对？
Does it mean that if we ask people to tell our fortune, we can still, change our fortune?
那其实我一直在想，我们的前面的道路都是神在安排，神在带领，所以很安心的可以走。
Actually, we should remember that our path is being taken good care for us by God, so we don't have to worry. We can be, we can feel secure in following Him.
你知道，我去美国是2次哈，
I have gone to the U.S. twice.
第一次是2年哈，
First time I went there was for 2 years
那是1983年哈，
in 1983.
那第二次是3年哈，
The second time I went there was for 3 years
那是1992哈。
in 1992.
那你知道我第一次去读的是工程的哈，
The first time I went was to study engineering.
那其实那时候我妈妈说，那你去读干脆去读神学院哈。
My mother, during the first trip, he told me, why do you need to study engineering? Why not study theology?
那我说干嘛要读神学？我要读 engineer 要做什么哈？就是我有想法啊。
Of course, my ideas during the time was I want to pursue engineering. Why go to, theology?
所以，但是10年后，神带领我们一家，就又去读神学了哈。
But after 10 years, the Lord led our family to go back to the U.S. This time to study theology.
所以你看神的带领，老早就预备我妈妈跟我讲了，我都不听了。
So the Lord has already prepared for me to go to this theology, but I was not listening to my mother.
所以我们不要去相信有一些背后力量在控制你，不是的，是神在掌管这个世界，但是你有自由意志选择一些动作。
Let us not believe in the presence of spirits that control us. that can control us.
所以我们的每一天在基督里呢，都是最好的。
Every day we are in Christ, and this is the best.
而且每一天都是可以安心的来过。
And every day we can feel safe and in living each day.
所以每天要跟随基督来走，
Every day following Christ as we walk the path,
不是跟随这个世上的那些很虚空的那些哲学。
rather than following empty philosophies.
我跟大家最后一点是谈到，这些哲学不是来自于基督的。
The third point was that these philosophies and traditions were not from Christ.
其实我们在神学里面也有读到，基督教的哲学也有在研究的。
Pardon?
基督教里面也有研究哲学的。
Actually, when I went to mission studies, we were also taught about philosophy.
那其实有一些中古世纪的那些哲学家，他们思想都是基督教的问题。
And these philosophers, they also were evaluating the problems of Christianity.
但是有一些不是基督教的思想家，他们的思想的哲学是非基督教的。
And of course, the non-Christian philosophers, their thought about our faith is, of course, non-Christian.
那其实我们知道，很多人都一直在思想，我这么不好人，怎么让我成为更好的一个人？
Many people are thinking, I'm not very good. How can I become a better person?
所以是有一些方法让你更好，让你更好。
Are there any ways or techniques that can make me better?
这是人一直在想，让你能够更好，更好。
These are human, thinking of how to improve oneself.
所以我想，中国大应该有教育系，有教育怎么样让你更加进步、更加好，这一定会做的哈。
And for instance, in Tsukuba University, there must be courses in education to teach us how to improve a person, improvement.
但是你要去辨别，有些教导，假如不是基督的教导的话，会让你失望的。
However, let us discern all those teachings. If these teachings are not, are in contrary to the Bible teaching, it will not, satisfy us. It will just disappoint us.
所以神已经给我们的基督了，还有他的话语了。
God gave us Christ and His words.
所以你在他里面一定会得到那真正的平安哈。
So we can receive from Him through,
平安。
through peace.
那从这个平安当中，你会产生一种，好像是真的是喜乐哈。
And from this peace, we can experience joy.
不晓得大家有没有看过那个大家基本上很忧愁伤感的哈。
Have you ever seen our sister Takashima-san looking sad?
有没有看过？
Have you seen her?
那其实我们知道它里面的重担也是，但是它是可以真正靠主的喜乐哈。
But of course, we know that behind that, she also had her share of problems. But she really learned how to rejoice in Christ.
所以真正信靠神，就是里面有那种喜乐出来了哈。
So a person who truly believes in God will experience that kind of joy.
那最近我发现我太太就不一样了。
Lately, I noticed that my wife is different.
真的，那是有那种从里面出来的那种喜乐出来哈。
And so from her, some kind of joy that is really flowing from within.
很重要的，基督徒一定有平安喜乐哈。
So it's very important for Christians to have true peace and joy.
另外讲，大家是得小看。Peace and joy。はい。另外讲，同意しました。那其实还有一点，基督徒一定是有个盼望。
Another thing about Christians is that we will surely have hope.
那个盼望不是世上的盼望。
A hope that is not, earthly.
所以我们基督徒 不是属于这个世界哈。
Christians do not belong to this earth, to this world.
所以有一首诗歌，这世界非我家哈。
There is a song that says, this world is not my home. That praise song.
但是我们奇怪，我们在这里啊，我们不属于世界，但是我们已经好像跟世界分别出来了哈。
But you might argue that we're sitting here in the world. However, we are actually being separated from the world.
但是神对你还有个要求，你要进到世界里面哈。
However, the desire, the expectation of God is that we should go into the world.
所以这个3点很重要。我们住在这个世上，但是我们不属于这个世界，但是我们要进到世界去传福音哈。
So we belong. We are in this world, but we don't belong to this world. But we have to go to the world and share the gospel.
那所以神奇妙的救恩到底在哪里？
And so, the wonderful salvation of God. What is this?
那我的答案是在1章21到22节。
I will answer with Colossians 1:21-22.
好吧，你来上用的格雷马圣卡。一宿
Colossians 1:21-22.
一宿21節から22まで2節だけ。どうぞ読んでくれませんか。啊，他找不到。知道，他知道，他知道。Papa Joe, you read for us. 1:21-22.
Once you were alienated from God and were enemies in your minds because of your evil behavior, but now He has reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in His sight, without blemish and free from accusation.
所以这里谈到，原来是跟神为敌，不认识神的哈。
We are told here that we were alienated from God and were enemies to Him.
但神已经预备了耶稣基督，他流他的宝血，将我们带到他的身边哈。
But He prepared for us Christ Jesus and His precious blood, so that He could present us for Him.
所以这个神的救恩已经做好了，在那里等了哈。
And so God's salvation has been prepared and waiting for us.
好像我们戏已经要开演了，就等着观众进来哈。
It's just like we are prepared to make the show, and we are just waiting for the audience to enter.
我记得 Michael 早上讲说，好像这个大的哈利路亚快了，已经要多一个人，就是那个人要进来哈，要多邀请一个人进来就更好。
And so, as Michael described in the prayer today, we need one more. Hopefully, that one more person can enter and join the choir.
其实愿意的人都可以来享受神为我们预备的大好宴席。
Whoever is willing can really come in and enjoy the great feast with the Lord.
所以成为基督徒是没有什么条件的。
So there is no condition for those who wanted to be Christians.
假如说要年收500万才可以成为基督徒，那我们在座很多都不能成为基督徒了。
If the condition for being Christian is to have 5 million income per year, then no one of us will be eligible.
因为我们都是几百万而已，没有500万啊。
We are, most of us have fewer, lesser than 5 million.
假如说一定要身高6尺的才可以成为基督徒，那我们在座90几个%都没有了。
If Christians should be 6-footers, then we will not qualify.
也许只剩下崇宏跟那个 Michael 2个人了。啊，还有 Tammy 呢。
We have only 3 who will qualify as 6-footers to become Christians.
啊，这个都还没有在这178而已，还少啊。 所以在基督里是没有条件的哈。
So there's no condition to becoming a Christian.
那我们期盼啊，下个礼拜从下面的经文会更丰富了解在基督里的重要性在哪里。
And so next week we will learn more about Christ.
那我们现在做一个感谢祷告。
Let's now pray with a thanksgiving prayer.
啊，天父，谢谢你，
Father, thank you,
又给我们好的天气，
giving us a good weather,
也让我们弟兄姐妹聚集在你面前，要来敬拜你。
gathering our brothers and sisters before you to worship you.
虽然我们看不到你，
You are not visible to us,
但是我们知道你与我们同在。
but we know that you are with us.
你给我们的恩典每天都是新的。
Every day you give us new grace,
我们在这很短暂的时间，我们要来荣耀你的名。
and we would like to glorify you in this short prayer time.
有时候我们会陷入低潮，
Sometimes we go downhill,
但是我们知道你要提拔我们，
but we know that you can really lift us up again,
你给我们聪明智慧，
giving us wisdom
更加给我们能力，
and abilities
去做我们该做的事情。
to do whatever we should.
我们将一切的荣耀都归给
We
你。
give all the glory to you.
谢谢这么多的恩典，
Thank you for all this grace.
继续来带领我们。
Continue to lead us.
我们这样感谢祷告，奉靠耶稣基督的名。
We give thanks and pray in Jesus' name.
Amen.